The honourable gentleman is raising a point of order, and he is entitled to be heard. And he will be heard.
Every year, we herald the coming of Christmas by turning on the lights. And light does more than create a festive mood. Light brings hope. For Christians, Jesus is the light of the world. But we can't celebrate his birth today in quite the usual way.
Send a direct message to the American people. Due to the steps we've taken, Omicron has not yet spread as fast as it would have otherwise done, and that's happening in Europe. But it's here now, and it's spreading, and it's going to increase. For unvaccinated, we are looking at a winter of severe illness and death for unvaccinated. For themselves, their families, and the hospitals they'll soon overwhelm. But there's good news. If you're vaccinated, you have your booster shot, you're protected from severe illness and death, period.
He wants you to have a cup of tea.
If I have a cup of tea, will you answer my question?
No, I'm here solely on a humanitarian mission because you've been here all day and you've been incredibly patient and I feel very sorry for you because I have nothing to say about this matter except offer you some tea.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Go on.
You won't wait for this gentleman, would you? Running after his tea.
Come on. Come on, you've been here all day and you've been heroic. So I don't want to. Here you go. I feel very guilty for keeping you here.
Supplémentaire, on va probablement en discuter ce matin. Obviously, we're watching very, very closely the situation with Omicron. We know that even though Canada has very strong border measures now, we need vaccinations to come to Canada. We need pre-departure tests. We do testing on arrival. There may be more we need to do, and we'll be looking at it very carefully.
Is that we're all actually completely on the same page when it comes to driving vaccinations and making sure that we're doing everything that we can to reach people that we need to.
Are you vaccinated, if I
yes.
may ask?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very pro-vaccination.
Yeah.
I believe the science is unequivocal.
Yeah.
I treat it to that effect. But by the same token, I am against forcing people to be vaccinated. You know, I think this is just not something we should do in America. I think we should encourage people to be vaccinated, strongly try to convince them to be vaccinated,
Right.
but not force them to be vaccinated, or for example, force them to get vaccinated or get fired.
The data you showed up on the screen, Jim, is correct. What happens is that if you get 2 doses of a Pfizer or a Moderna, the protection against infection itself is dramatically down. However, what is the somewhat encouraging news is that the protection against hospitalization and severe disease, although it goes down to around 70% from around 93%, when you get boosted, it brings it back up to the level of pretty good protection, which is a very strong argument for people getting their boosters. So Omicron is going to be a challenge because it spreads very rapidly, and the vaccines that we use, the regular 2-dose mRNA, don't do very well against infection itself.
Yes, there is community transmission of Omicron variant in Canada. What we're seeing in Ontario, I expect to be seen in other areas of the country, as has been seen in Europe and other areas of the world. But for sure, we are seeing community transmission, possibly in its early stages. But
the current situation has clearly given rise to a state of serious public danger. The Chief Executive in Council decided at a special meeting this morning to invoke the power under the Emergency Regulations Ordinance and make a new regulation in the name of Prohibition on Face Covering Regulation, which is essentially an anti-mask law. It is essential for us to stop violence and restore calmness in society as soon as possible. We hope that the new legislation can help us to achieve this objective.
President Trump. Trump revealed the visit on Fox News last night.
Kyle, I got to know him a little bit. He called. He wanted to know if he could come over. He's a really good young guy. He's 18 years old. Just left Mar-a-Lago a little while ago. And he should never have been put through that.
Oh! Everybody has graduated from high school.
Yes.
This is the summer before you guys go off into the world and do all kinds of amazing things. That's pretty exciting.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
It is exciting. That's so cool.
I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
I'm going to play you a voicemail that we received hours after I got off the phone with Representative Boebert after she posted her video.
Mr. Zuckerberg, I come in peace. So let me try to lay it out for you from my point of view. I think you're a really smart guy. And I think you have built an extraordinary American company. And you've done a lot of good. Some of the things that you've been able to do are magical.
I want to thank you, and I just have to reclaim some time. Your answer is that you had a budget problem, basically, and you thought one way to meet that was by tripling the rents. Is that correct?
No, what is correct is that I had to do everything I could to make sure that we didn't have to increase the rents on the disabled and on the elderly people.
Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary, you did attempt to increase the rents and you moved back on it. To triple the rent. Now that we have that cleared up, I would also like to clarify your rationale for offering the proposal. You have claimed that this proposal was intended to increase self-sufficiency. There is simply no evidence to support that claim. You've also claimed that it was only proposed to address shortages in HUD's budget, but
Good evening, everybody. I'm Samuel Gus, and welcome to BCB News. Tonight, we're looking at a major refugee camp in Hungary, where refugees all the way from Syria are struggling to get through, and are being put into a, quote, immigration detention center. Now, the place claims that they're doing a good job with keeping the refugees in a good condition, but some reports are beginning to say otherwise. Our senior European correspondent, Raphael Zedernan, has the details.
Oh, good morning. Welcome to my humble toy factory. As you see, me and my elves have lots of work, making sure every child gets what they dream of. Indeed, we're preparing your gifts too.